stand by for action.
Thanks for joining me. My name is Dave Milner. I am the Unpleasant Blind Guy, and I want to welcome you to part one of this episode of the Unpleasant Blind Guy on EDL Radio. Now remember, if you want to contact me with comments, questions, show suggestions, Awesome American suggestions, I'm available at UBG Contact on Twitter, or I can also be found as Dave Milner or Agador, that's Aggedor, on Mumblet, the Tea Party Community, Spreely, Minds, MeWe, or Gab. Now let's begin.
I'm standing on a rooftop looking out over London. Off to my left, far away in the distance, I can see just that faint, red, angry snap of anti-aircraft bursts against the steel blue sky. About 5 minutes ago, the guns in the immediate vicinity were working. I was up here earlier this afternoon and looking out over these housetops, looking all the way to the dome of St. Paul's. I saw many flags flying from staffs. No one ordered these people to put out the flags. They simply feel like flying the Union Jack above their roofs. No one told them to do it, and no flag up there was white.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. I hope, indeed I pray, that we shall not be found unworthy of our victory if after toil and tribulation it is granted to us. For the rest, we have to gain the victory. That is our task. Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty, and so bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its commonwealths last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
We shall not fail or falter, we shall not weaken or tire. Neither the sudden shock of battle nor the long-drawn trials of vigilance and exertion will wear us down. Give us the tools, and we will finish the job.
We shall go on to the end. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. I'm out on my own, walking the streets, and look at the things that I meet. I feel like I want to go home. What do I feel? What do I know? But I still believe. I still believe through the shame and through the grief, through the heartache, through the tears, through the waiting, through the years. For people like us, in places like this, we need all the hope that we can get. Oh, I still believe.
Yeah, there you go. People like us. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the English Defence League radio show, broadcasting live on blogtalkradio.com. The English Defence League radio show, the true fan, the voice of the EDL. Ladies and gentlemen, the banner show this evening is the English Defence League radio show. Tonight we have an exceptional guest. There you go. So I'll read out the little script here. Welcome to the English Defence League radio show with your host, Jeff Spider Mitchell. And my panelists this evening are Jan the Tornado Rennie, if her workload permits, and Dave Agador Milner. Tonight we'll be discussing headlines of the week from this side of the pond and around the world, including the USA. And we welcome our guest, Mr. Kenneth McClinton, activist, author, journalist and Chief Executive Officer of the Exceptional Conservative Network. Listen, share, and no surrender ever. All that is necessary for evil to prevail is that good men do nothing. Edmund Burke. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. And that was by the late, great President John F. Kennedy. And without further ado, let me bring him on, the man of the moment, Mr. Dave Agador Milner. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. God, it's late afternoon for Dave, and mine just went a riding.
It's good evening, Jeff. Good evening to everybody in the UK. Hello to everybody in the States and around the world, and of course, off Earth. Yeah, we have a really big and exceptional show going on today. It's going to be a little bit of an expanded show, thanks to Jeff, and thanks to me, because I invited on and a great friend and just tremendous, not only show host, but host of what is becoming a tremendous network, Mr. Ken McClinton. And who knows, the English Defence League radio show might be on there on a Sunday at some future point in time. But, Jeff, if you don't mind, I want to just go ahead and let people know that we are going to be going on vacay after the 18th.
We're all going on a summer holiday, going to for a week or two. Sorry, Dave, no, I'm going away. Sorry, mate. Go ahead, right. Dave.
Our last program is going to be on the 18th this month, all right? And that is going to be our last live program until we come back. But don't worry, guys, because there's already stuff loaded up for you to listen to at the normal times of this show, which, if you listen to this at the Unpleasant Blind Guy page at Spreaker.com, we are usually live at 8:30 p.m. in the UK and 3:30 p.m. Eastern in the United States, all right, on Thursdays and Sundays. And that's not going to change. The show is still going to come on, but we're not going to be live until we come back on the 5th. Until then, let me give you the lineup we're going to have, all right? On the 22nd, Thursday the 22nd, guys, you're going to get a encore show of mine that I did about the FBI, the Department of Justice, and its ties with Islam. And is it going to tie into the current anti-Trump conspiracy? You'll just have to wait and hear. That show will be called Shadows, and you'll be able to hear it on the 22nd right here. On the 25th, you're going to be able to hear Jeff and the first EDL radio team, Mr. Tommy English, interviewing Pamela Geller. That's going to be a terrific show. Yeah, it was a great show, Jeff. You guys did well on that one. And on the 29th, okay, you're going to get to hear a show that I did. At the point you get to hear it, it'll be about 14 months old. But it is still very prescient with the big push for pedophilia going on in all of our governments right now. It's a show called Pedos. It's one you're going to want to hear, and you will hear it right here. And then finally, September the 1st, guys, you're going to get to hear Jeff and Tommy English interview Mr. Tommy Robinson. That's right. Yeah, you're going to get to hear that right here. It's going to be fantastic. And Jeff, great show, man. Great show. It's a snapshot of earlier times in the EDL. You're not going to want to miss this, guys. And then, as I say, we'll be back on the 5th. Yeah, we will be back on the 5th.
We'll be rolling back, and we'll be preparing for our next show, which will be basically, be doing a 9/11 show. This is what it will tie in as we come back, Dave. We'll be preparing for another, what can we say, another anniversary of this most awful thing that happened in our history back in time that we'll never ever forget. And so when me and Dave come back, we'll hit the road running, won't we, Dave? We'll hit the road running like we normally do, brother.
That's right. On the 22nd, Shadows. On the 25th, Pamela Geller. On the 29th, Pedos. And on September the 1st, that'll be the day, Jeff. September the 1st will be the Tommy Robinson interview show. Those are the ones, and they'll be right here at the regular broadcast time for the English Defense League radio show. So, folks, while Jeff and I are off relaxing, this show will still be maxing. Isn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, and Dave's waxing up his surfing board, aren't you, Dave? I know Dave is waxing up his surfing board, ready to take off and do his thing. The Dave thing, isn't it, Dave? The Dave thing, yeah?
Word, yeah. I mean, cowabunga, dude. Now, but we're still here. We still have a couple of we still have a couple of shows to do, and they're going to be good. Jeff's already getting material ready for the next for the Sunday show, guys, and that one, you're going to get to hear some good stuff. But we've got stuff today. First thing we have, Jeff, is a report through Esther Levant, which you found. Jeff found this one, guys. It's not just Jan and myself that run around looking for these stories. Jeff always has his eye open. And Jeff, if you're ready, I'll go ahead and play the first part of this from Ezra Levant. All right, guys.
Now this it was interesting, wasn't it? So go ahead, bud. Yeah.
Now this here, guys, concerns Tommy Robinson and his situation in prison. It's a little bit different. We all know he's in prison. We all know he shouldn't be there. But this gets into a little bit more detail about some other stuff. If by chance you want to go and look for this report yourselves, all right, you can look at on YouTube. This is from the Rebel Media. Tommy Robinson's Prison Rights Under Threat. And this is from Ezra Levant and a lady named Jessica, whose last name I am not going to try and say. Anyway, Jeff, I want to go ahead and play this first part. Here we go. You guys are listening to the English Defense League radio show. This is going to be about 6 minutes.
Last year when Tommy Robinson was thrown in prison in HMP Onley, I had no idea about the mistreatment he was facing until he came out 40 pounds thinner, having been starved by the prison governor and kept in a small box 23 and a half hours a day. And so when Tommy was sentenced again to 9 months in prison in July for contempt of court, I made a promise, after talking with him and his wife, that I would visit him regularly in prison to ensure he was not being mistreated either physically or psychologically, which is just as bad. I've now done 2 prison visits, and I've published 2 prison reports at prisonreports.com. We have another appointment scheduled to visit Tommy on Thursday, but unfortunately I am unable to attend. Now the thing is, I don't trust just anyone to see how he's doing in prison. I don't trust any UK reporters, obviously. They hate Tommy. And I want someone who Tommy would feel comfortable speaking very candidly to if something went wrong. And there's only one other person I trust to go there for me, to be my eyes and ears and your eyes and ears. And I think you can guess who I'm talking about. The person that we all trusted to give us honest and fair reporting of Tommy's campaign for the European Parliament earlier this spring, our friend Jessica Svetoniewski, who joins me now in studio. Jessica, great to see you.
Yeah, thanks.
I want to give you this important mission, and I want to talk to you about sort of the rules of engagement before we send you off to the UK in a couple days. I think you did a great job when you reported on Tommy's campaign. We put you in some very difficult situations, and you did well. There was even a riot in the town of Oldham, and you carried yourself off well. You weren't intimidated, and you remained calm. I think this is a mission that will rely on your honesty and your integrity, but you've got to be firm like you were in Oldham too. Are you up for it?
Oh, for sure. I mean, of course, going to prison to visit him there is going to be completely different than how I normally have seen him in his regular environment. So being able to go and visit him in prison, I think, is really important. Make sure they know, the prison knows, and the world knows that there's a lot of eyes and ears on how Tommy is being treated.
Well, that's my view too, and that's why I want to go, but I unfortunately cannot leave Toronto this week, but you can, and I thank you for going in my stead. Now, I want to tell our viewers, and you know this, that you won't be going in alone. You'll be going with two family friends of Tommy. I'm not going to call them chaperones, but we certainly wouldn't want anyone to say, Tommy Robinson and a young woman are meeting in prison in private. No. There's going to be three people. There's going to be two people with you.
Yeah, and even for me, that makes me feel a little bit better. I've never gone to prison before.
Yeah, and I just want to put this out there in case.
Sure.
And we of course consulted with Jenna, Tommy's wife, on this prison visit. In fact, she arranged it with her family friends. And I know that sounds like an odd point to emphasize, but prison is a very odd place.
Yep.
Okay, well, here's some of the things that I ask Tommy when I visit him, and I would like you to ask him these things too. The first thing is I want to make sure that he's eating properly. And I know that sounds like an odd thing to check, but they starved him in Onley. I want to make sure he's getting enough food and that he can buy food from the canteen if he needs it. I want to make sure that he has access to exercise, because when you're cooped up in a cell all day, you need that physical outlet. So he's got a exercise bike, so check on that. And if he has access to the other gym. When I spoke with him in my first meeting, he confirmed that he gets a medical visit once a day from a nurse or a doctor. Please check to make sure that's still going on. He also gets a daily quick visit from the prison governor, just to check in. I think that's important too. So check on that. I think you'll be able to tell almost right away if some of these things are wrong. But I want you to put the question to him candidly and say, is there something wrong? Last time I was there, he said to me that he had not received any mail since his first day, and he said that the police claimed it was a counterterrorism issue, which is obviously BS. But it's important that we know. I mean, that sounds like a small thing, but again, if you're locked up by yourself all day, you rely on those letters for a form of social interaction and encouragement. And it's also the right of people to write to him. So these are some of the things I'd like you to raise with him when you meet with him.
Yeah, for sure. And I've also been receiving a lot of comments and messages from Tommy supporters, so they're very happy that we are going. So I have some warm wishes for him as well, which I'm sure will help him to hear that.
Well, I mean, you got to know Tommy during the campaign for MEP, so he knows you and he trusts you, and so I think he would speak candidly to you, and of course to the other two family friends who will be attending at the same time. There's one other thing I'd like you to do, and I'm telling you this in public. I've told you these things in private, but I want to tell you for all of Tommy's viewers to see. I want you to note how the prison deals with this visit, because I'm starting to be alarmed with the prison truncating or even canceling visits to Tommy. I understand that at least one of his legal visits was canceled. That's unacceptable. The last time I visited with two of Tommy's friends, the prison staff forced us to wait 40 minutes for nothing, cutting our visit time almost in half, and when I wanted to leave, they had some strange rules for that. It's not so much the hassle for you or me that I'm worried about. To me, that's a proxy for what other things are they trying to get away with to Tommy. So please keep your eyes open for little petty infringements like that.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go, folks. That's the first half of it. And Jeff, what would be your comments, your takeaway from this first part so far?
Well, everything, I think, like what Ezra was saying to that young lady, just giving a few pointers, things to, candidly put to Tommy, because, as you know, all these conversations are listened to. So, just to, read between the lines, what's he's okay, he looks well, or he's looking all right. These are the things that, Tommy supporters want to know, how he's doing, how's his, his whole psychological being, his mental health, how's that standing up. You know, they're the things that most people would think. I mean, Tommy's already mentioned that, you know, that it caused him, he didn't realise, when he came out, he didn't realise that it had made such a difference to his life, to being confined for such a long time, you know, 2.5 months or nearly 3 months in solitary, and being under mental torture all the time like he was in Onley. We can't forget that. So, of course, this prison, the governor there, it give the prison service and the people surrounding the service a really bad name. So it's quite obvious that the governor, which we've been told that he comes in and visits or says, hello, Tommy, you okay? Tries to meet his needs or whatever needs to be done. He's getting medical, you know, someone checks him every day. So we've been told. I mean, so as far as we're concerned, Tommy's safe. That's all most of us want to know. But Jessica, you know, doing what she does, I mean, she'll, and I think she has already, she visited Tommy, and I'm sure there's a report that's coming out. I think she'd done a live feed. I haven't managed to get hold of that or to play it on the show this evening. But I think it was just like yesterday, just before Jessica set off to the UK. But there you go. It was interesting what Ezra was saying. It's just a bit of a strategy plan that you do, you know, when you go visit a prison. As Jessica said, she's never been to a prison before, so it's going to be a shock. The total environmental thing is a shock to the, you know, the ordinary people outside. If you just come into an environment, a prison environment, it's scary. If you're on the outside, you come in, it's a scary situation, Dave. So, you know, I hope Jessica's all right. I think she was going. She's got a couple of family, Tommy's family friends that'll be there, or family that will be chaperoning her and make sure everything's fine. So yeah, Dave, that was interesting. The first part of Ezra and Jessica talking about the whole situation. Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Right. Well, Jeff, yeah, you know, Tommy talking about how the staff at Belmarsh have been very good in earlier reports. I'm beginning to think that what really is going on is that the staff at Belmarsh are very good in comparison to the staff at Onley, is what I'm thinking. But I'm going to go ahead, Jeff, if you don't mind, if you don't have anything from the chat, and play the second part of this.
Yeah, please go ahead, Dave. I'm just
all right, buddy.
I'll just go back.
Well, yeah, check out the chat.
No, you're okay.
All right. Oh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and play this, guys. This is just over 7 minutes long. This will be the second part of this from Ezra Levant and Jessica Svezlotsky, I think is how the name is said, but I probably messed that up. But anyway, just check this out, guys. This is the English Defense League radio show. Here we go.
We've talked about this, and I'm just going through this on public because I want people to know why we're going there, how we're going there. Obviously, there's prison rules about how to dress, no uncovered shoulders, things like that. You have to be very, very plain and modest, and they make you take off things like watches and things like that. But we've gone through those things together. And I would like you to give us a report as soon as you come out. And the reason for that is because they don't let you take a pen and paper into the meeting. They don't let you take in anything to type on. So your memory will be the most fresh the moment you come out. So just do a video right then, either live to YouTube or record it on your phone. So as soon as you get out of the prison, when things are fresh in your mind, and just dump everything in your mind, even tiny details that you might think are unimportant. Not only will Tommy's fans want to know them, but there may be some problem that they reveal.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have any questions for me? I've been there twice. It's a bit of a process. I would say get there at least 45 minutes early to make sure you check in okay. Are there any questions you have for me about how to do this prison visit?
Not any questions, really, just basically the guidance you've already given me. I know the questions are pretty basic, like you said, like how's he eating, is he getting his checkups, is he getting exercise? Those seem like, small things, but they're extremely important, like you said, especially when you're isolated in a cell. So those guidelines help me. Like I said, I've been getting messages online, so I know what people want to hear. They want to know how he's doing, not only physically, but psychologically as well. And yeah, I think the plan is I would love to live stream as soon as I get out. So even with that, I can interact with people.
People can ask you questions.
People can ask me a question, and that may even spark a quick memory, a small thing that either Tommy said or something I noticed in the prison. So I think that's a great way to as soon as I get out, get live on YouTube and go from there.
Now you're flying over there, and you're not going to be as rushed as I was because you're not coming right back as I had to do the last two visits. Now I want to tell our viewers something, and you and I have been talking about this. We have had some indication that the prison might try and pull a fast one on us. You have registered with the prison. You registered through the proper channels. Jenna, Tommy's wife, has confirmed your visit. You have a visit registration number. It's confirmed. But now, right before you're about to go, the prison says, oh, well, maybe you can't come. Oh, really? Oh, really? And I want you to be hyper alert, because I'll tell you what my real fear is. I think he's treated adequately in this prison. There's some problems. They're not giving him his mail. They're not giving him his visits. But I don't think he's going to be killed, to be candid. I'm worried they're going to try and move him, because that's what they did last time. Again, they did it with no notice. No one knew until suddenly he wasn't in HMP Hull. Right. They moved him to Onley. It worries me that they're playing games now about your registered visit at 2 p.m. on Thursday. That is registered. That has been booked for weeks. It's been booked for weeks. So I want you to keep an eye out for shenanigans from the prison itself and report that immediately to me and to the world if you sense anything like that, because, of course, things were fine until in HMP Hull until the moment they weren't. Yeah,
exactly. And yeah, especially with this particular prisoner, with Tommy Robinson, anything that doesn't smell totally right can mean something pretty bad. So, yeah, I definitely will keep an eye out. Hopefully, they won't pull a fast one on us and it goes as planned, because like you said, we booked this weeks ago. Everything was confirmed,
You've got
scheduled.
Your registration number, you're ready with the fingerprint, your passport, the whole thing. All right, so, I mean, obviously you have to dress very modestly in the prison, and you'll be going in with Jenna's two friends, and we look forward to seeing you. I tell you, I'll be glued to my computer screen and my phone, because I want to know how it goes. I want to know if they're going to try and block you, because they gave me a little bit of a hassle. You're not afraid of dogs, are you?
No, I love dogs.
Me too. I don't have a dog, but I love dogs. I think they tried to scare me by having all these guard dogs or something. I didn't get it. I mean, I was searched 2 or 3 times before going into the prison. So they might try that on you, but I get the feeling it's not going to bother you one bit. They do these strange little acting out things, the prison guards. I don't think they like us going there, but we are going to keep on going there until Tommy's out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, listen, good luck to you. I think, I have to tell you, you're the only person in the world I would trust to do this, other than myself, because I've seen you cover Tommy honestly and candidly and without guile or trickery. I wouldn't trust a single journalist in the British media. I want to go. I've been twice, and I will go again. But I trust you to do this, Jessica. And I know that all of our viewers are relying on you. So tell us everything as soon as you get out. Yep. Bring these messages to Tommy that we've talked about. Be safe, and good luck. And give our best regards to the lad, okay?
Oh, for sure.
All right. Thanks, Jessica.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, there you have it. So that's my briefing to Jessica. We've talked about this several times before now. We wanted to share it with you. I want to confirm with you Jenna's approval of this meeting with the chaperones. I want to tell you can find all the news at prisonreports.ca. prisonreports.com. That's my 2 previous prison visits, and Jessica's visit will be there. That's going down this Thursday afternoon. I really wish I could be there, but I know you'll do a great job. All right. If you want to help with the cost of Jessica's travel, we're flying her economy class airfare to London Heathrow, and then the train into the city, and then the taxi to get to HMP Belmarsh. You can do that at prisonreports.com. I think the total cost of the travel, including the train fare and the taxis, is close to 2,000 Canadian, which is about 1,500 British pounds. And for those of you who've done the trip, you know that's how much it costs. Thanks very much. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
I'm here in London visiting Tommy Robinson. He's in prison for contempt of court. I'm here to see how he's being treated in prison since he was abused last time. I'll give you all the news at prisonreports.com, where you can also chip in to help cover the costs of my flight, and I'd be grateful if you would.
There you are, folks. That is from Ezra Levant and his sidekick, Jessica, who is going to be out there doing some real reporting on conditions with Tommy Robinson in prison. And Jeff, you are the host, so you get the first bite on this one.
Well, I think Ezra and Jessica, she's a very, very good at what she does. I mean, we was following her when Tommy was on his campaign, and she done an absolutely fantastic job. So I don't think Ezra's got too much concerns about who's just giving us some pointers, because they say it's going to be a bit of a shock to her when she meets the prison system and what you have to endure to get past and then you go for your visit. There's a few procedures that you have to go through before you actually get your visit sorted out, and you've still got a bit of a wait before you'll see Tommy. So, and I think that's what Ezra was just trying to to let Jessica know these fine pointers, the things that you need to watch for, because they will try and pull a fast one. They know that's rebel media, and they will, put obstacles in your way, try to make you feel uncomfortable until you're firm with them and say, I'm a journalist, this is what I do, I've got rights, and, that is it. That's what you've got to be with these people. At the same time, being polite and that, but they will try it on, and nothing would surprise me with what governments do. That Ezra, this is what Ezra was saying, that he's a bit concerned that all of a sudden, out of the blue, they'll decide to ghost Tommy. And when I say ghost, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, you're being moved. That's how it goes. You're being moved. Get your gear together. That's what happens, and that's when they move you. That's how they do things, Dave. They don't give you, you've got 24 hours to move you. No. When they say they're going to ghost you, you've got to get yourself ready, and they've got a van waiting for you, and you're off to whatever prison they're sending you to. So that's what I think Ezra was trying to put, and that's his prime concern, like most of us are, because we know what this corrupt, evil government is all about. I think it was very interesting a bit of info that Ezra was talking to Jessica about. I think they had a good conversation before they aired the Rebel media show then, like for the listeners and that. So I think it was really good information that Ezra and Jessica was putting out there. I think she'll do a fantastic job, quite honest with you. She's a very intelligent lady, but as I say, I think she should still be prepared. You've got to, when you go in these places, Dave. It's pretty scary. But I think she's up for it, Dave. I think she'd be good. She'd be up for itself for it, And just to know that Tommy's is okay. And but as I say, I think in the next week or so, I think Ezra will be going. That's what I think he said, didn't he, Dave? But anyway, no, it was really, really interesting to hear that conversation between himself and this young lady, Jessica. Yeah, there you go, Dave.
Right. Well, Jeff, yeah, I don't blame Ezra Levant for feeling the way he does about this possibility, because we know it happened before, and this may be a precursor. Either that, this Belmarsh telling them that Jessica may not be able to visit. Now, it could be one of two things. Well, actually, one of three things. One, it could just be an administrative foul-up, which the prison staffs and system in the UK is understaffed, as they claim. Two, they could be just trying to mess with their heads because, as you say, they are rebel media. That could be happening. And number three is the one we don't want, which is they could be preparing to move Mr. Robinson to a nastier prison. And as you were talking, Jeff, I was thinking about this, thinking about the possibility of them moving him and the fact that they moved him last time. And I was thinking, I wonder if this isn't in their twisted little brains, their way of saying, yeah, you're going to serve out the final parts of your prison sentence in a crap hole, just as our little way of giving you one final kick in the butt before we release you, because we know we have to release you, and kind of off to the side to themselves. And by the way, if he happens to get croaked in that other place, hey, it's all good for us. So there you are, Jeff.
There's a bit of a pre-warning for those that might listen in. Just a warning to you all. If anything happens to Tommy, if anything is, things happen in prisons, and this is a warning to the government and all those dark forces out there. If something happens to Mr. Robinson, your time of power will end pretty soon. It'll be nearly instantaneous. So that's a warning. That's from all of us patriots out here. Your days of tyranny and what you've been doing, the betrayal of people in this country, you do something like that will be our precursor, the people's precursor, to take back power from you evil buggers out there. So we don't want to do that. Make sure Tommy's okay. We don't want to go, You don't
want to go there. You don't want to go there. I understand. Yeah. And that is it for this time. Next time, part 2. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening, and may your God go with you. Goodbye.
The Unpleasant Blind Guy is copyright 2019. Anno Domini. Now for Dave's Canes. Extras that help you navigate the new media world.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
From a public locker inside a dilapidated Long Island rail station comes a show designed to piss off liberals using truth, facts, and ridicule. The Lid Radio Show, featuring the conservative voice from the People's Republic of New York, the Lid himself, Jeff Dunitz. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com. At Lid Radio, we fight for the truth, justice, and a good kosher T-bone. If you don't listen, Hillary Clinton might sneak into your bedroom in her housecoat late at night and blame you for her election loss. It's the Lid Radio Show with Jeff Dunitz.
It's your business diva here, Melanie Collette. I am inviting you to a front row seat as I discuss some of the most intriguing details of wealth and finance with today's movers and shakers in the world of business. Listen in and discover financial truths on a global, domestic, and household scale. Uncover topics that will impact your wallet today and in the future. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. West, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio. You can't afford to miss it.
The new show on the SHR Media Network, Sackheads Against Tyranny. On shrmedia.com. Go there quick like a bunny, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Wednesday. Live and direct on the SHR Media Network. shrmedia.com. Be there.
Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, a mere 2 miles from the state capital, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern, only on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com to listen. You can also watch on the SHR Media Facebook page and the SHR Media YouTube channel. No goldfish were abused in the making of this ad.
Hey girls, Carry Girl Gear is here. More and more women every day are concealed carrying, participating in competitive shooting, and getting firearms training. It's not a boys' club anymore, and we don't have to shop in their stores anymore either. Finally, a cool and unique clothing line just for women. Dope tees and hats for the patriotic concealed carry and 2A girl. So what are you waiting for? Go check out carrygirlgear.com today.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.